Hello students, welcome to our channel ChemMath Shastra. Today we will going to discuss about a topic on mathematics of junior classes, but still it will be very much interesting, informative and useful for all of you. Our today's topic is Pythagorean triplet. It will also help you to understand the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, then let's start. So, as we are discussing about the Pythagorean triplets, so at the beginning you have to understand what is Pythagorean triplets and when a set of three numbers can be renamed as Pythagorean triplets. To understand the Pythagorean triplets, you must have to know the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem, you all know that is applicable for a right angle triangle, and I had cut a right angle triangle where you must know that's the law of Pythagoras, that is hypotenuse square that is equal to the base square plus height square. Okay, and you must know one thing, that any numbers or any three numbers cannot be three sides of a right angle triangle because they must have to satisfy this rule. Okay, so you know one very common example, that is if a hypotenuse, if I represent it as capital H, that's 5 centimeter, base by representing small b is 4 centimeter and height is 3 centimeter, which is representing by small h. They are satisfying this rule. How? That is 5 square and their 4 square plus 3 square. Okay, 5 square became 25, 4 square became 16 and 3 square became 9, and they are equal to each other. That is, these three number, or if 5 centimeter, 4 centimeter and 3 centimeters are being the three sides of a right angle triangle, they can easily satisfy the Pythagoras theorem. Then these three number will called as the Pythagorean triplet. Okay, only these three numbers can be called as Pythagorean triplet. But if I take arbitrary three example like h is equal to 7 centimeter, base is equals to 6 centimeter and height is equals to 5 centimeter, that's I want to show you that 7 square and here 6 square plus 5 square it's become 49, it's become 36 plus 25 161. That's these three number like 7, 6 and 5 does not satisfy the Pythagoras theorem. That's hypotenuse square is equals to base square plus height square. That's why these three number cannot be termed as Pythagorean triplets. Okay, so a set of three numbers will called as Pythagorean triplets only when they are satisfying the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, I want to show you another example also where hypotenuse is equals to 10 centimeter, base is equals to 8 centimeter and height is equals to 6 centimeter. That will also satisfying the Pythagoras theorem where hypotenuse, that is 10 square, is equals to 8 square plus 6 square. Okay, you know that the right side will also become 100 and the left side is always 100 for 10 square. Okay, so these three number like 10, 8 and 6 will also called the Pythagorean triplet set. Okay, so what we actually learned, that is if I have a set of three number, then those are whether Pythagorean triplets or not, that we can easily find by putting these three number into the Pythagoras theorem, that is hypotenuse square is equal to base square and height square, and if that's became equal both sides, then they are Pythagorean triplets, and if not, then these three numbers are not Pythagorean triplet. But if I have to find one set of three number which is Pythagorean triplet, then we have to apply the formula of Pythagorean triplet. So what is the formula of Pythagorean triplets? A set of three number must be in the relation like 2m. First one is 2m, second one is m square plus 1 and third one is m square minus 1. Okay, that is if a set have three number which are 2m, m square plus 1 and m square minus 1, where obviously m is constant or natural number, then that will satisfy the Pythagorean triplet, or these three number of a set will be Pythagorean triplet. How? I want to show you that if this is the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle, this is the height of a right angle triangle, this is the hypotenuse, and if this is the base, okay, then m square plus 1 whole square is equals to 2m square, that is height square, plus m square minus 1 whole square, and that this both side must be equal m to the power 4 by applying a plus b whole square, 2m square plus 1, and in this side 4m square plus m to the power 4 minus 2m square plus 1 by applying a minus b whole square. So it also became 2m square plus m to the power 4 plus 1. That's what happening. These the both sides are equals to each other. So I can write a set of three number where 2m, m square plus 1 and m square minus 1 are there. Then these three numbers can easily form a Pythagorean triplet. I want to give you one example. That's if I take that's m is equals to 2. Okay, then what will happen? That is m is equals to 2. It means, okay, I have to take another number, because if we put 2, that became the first example where 5, 4 and 3 will be the three sides of a right angle triangle. But if I take m is equals to 5, then what will happen? That's the first one. It also given to this example 10, 8 and 6. Okay, let us take 6. Okay, m is equals to 6. Then 2m, or the height will be 12, and this will be 6 square plus 1, that is equal to 36 plus 1, or is equals to 37, and here the 36 minus 1, that means 35. So what will be the 37 square? 35 square plus 12 square. Okay, 37 square means 36 square 7 square means 1369. You have to multiply, students, because you can't use the calculator. Now 35 square 1225 plus 12 square means 114. You know that. That is 1225 plus, if I have 1449, that will also become 13. You can see 1369. Okay, so the both side became equal. That's why we can say that 37, 35 and 12 are Pythagorean triplets. Okay. Okay, now we have some question which will elaborate our concept on Pythagorean triplets. So at first we have an example, that is write a Pythagorean triplet whose one number is 63. So what is the formula of the set of Pythagorean triplet? We already read, that is 2m can be one number, m square plus 1 can be another one, and m square minus 1 will be the third one. Okay, now as we have an odd number, so that cannot be 2m. So only two possibilities are there, that is m square plus 1 can be is equals to 63, or m square minus 1 can be is equals to 63. Okay, let us solve this linear equation, that is m square is equals to 63 minus 1, that is equals to 62. That's m square is equals to 62. You know that cannot be solved. Okay, because 62 is not a perfect square number. Now m square minus 1 is equals to 63. That's why m square is equals to 64. That's why m is equals to 8, or plus minus 8. So we can go for 8, that is m is equals to 8. Okay, so m became 8. So then by putting the value of m, we can easily find this Pythagorean triplet. How? That is one number will be 2m, that is equals to 2 into 8, that's equals to 16. Okay, next one is m square plus 1, that's became 8 square plus 1, that is equals to 65. and m square minus 1, which is equals to 63. It was given. Okay, so 16, 65 and 63 will be the Pythagorean triplet. Okay, let us solve this formula of Pythagoras theorem, and to satisfy or verify that. So 63 square 65 square, sorry, 63 square plus 16 square, it must be equal to both sides. That is okay. 65 square is equals to 4225. Now 63 square, you have to calculate by multiplying. Now 16 square is 256. Okay, now sum 256 with 69 we have to add. You can see that we have 422. Okay, so that's why the right hand side will be equal with the left hand side. Okay, so we can conclude that 16, 65 and 63 can be a Pythagorean triplet. Okay, we also have another example when write a Pythagorean triplets whose one number is 80. 2m square, 2m, m square plus 1 and m square minus 1. Okay, so now we have the number is 80, which is given, that is it should be one number or one member of this Pythagorean triplet. So as this is an even number, so 80 can also be equals to 2m, and this became some difficult problem. So m is equals to, it may be 40. Okay, another value of m what will be, that is m square plus 1 is equals to 80, then m square is equals to 79. It cannot be solved because 79 is not a perfect square number. But m square minus 1 is equal to 80, then m square is equals to 81, then m is equals to 9. Okay, so we have two value of m. One is for m is equals to 40 and another one is m is equals to 9. So for this set we have 2m and m square plus 1 and m square minus 1. Those values are 2m means 80, m square plus 1 means 40 square plus 1, that is 1600 plus 1, that is 1601. And for m square minus 1 we have 1600 minus 1, that is 1599. Then these three number of a set will must be Pythagorean triplet as well. If I have m is equals to 9, then the numbers of these sets will be 2m, that is 18. Next m square means 81 plus 1, that is 82. And the third one is 81 minus 1, that is 80. These three number of a set will also be a Pythagorean triplets. Okay, so let us verify. This has become very difficult. So 1601 whole square, that will have to equal with 1599 whole square plus 80 whole square. Okay, so by using my calculator, 1599, you can see by squaring we have 2556801, 2556801 plus 80 square, it means 6400. So if I add this with 6400, now by adding we have 2563201. Okay, so 2563201. Now the left hand side we have 1601. We have to square this and that will again get 2563201. Okay, that's how the left and right side become equal, and that's why we can conclude that 1601, 1599 and 80 is a set of Pythagorean triplets. Now the second one, where we have 18, 82 and 80. So we have to square 82. Now 80 square plus 18 square. 80 square means 6400 plus 18 square means 324, and now 82 square. Okay, at first we will sum. That's 6724, and the left hand side 82 square, we have 6724. That's also became equal. So 18, 82 and 80 can also be a set of Pythagorean triplet. Okay. So by putting the two different value of m, we will get two different set of Pythagorean triplets, by where one number will be 80. Here one number will be 80 and here also. In the last question, we had asked that write a Pythagorean triplet whose smallest number is 8. As it's informed that 8 should be the smallest number, that's why there are two possibilities, that 2m can be 8 or m square minus 1 can be 8, because m square plus 1 cannot be 8, because m square plus 1 can never be the smallest one. It's very obvious that m square minus 1 must be smaller than m square plus 1. That's why we can't put m square plus 1 is equal to 8, as this cannot be the smallest one. Okay, so by putting 2m is equal to 8, we have m is equal to 4, and by putting m square is equal to 9, we have m is equals to 3. So then in this case 2m can be 8, m square plus 1 is equal to 4 square plus 1, that's 16 plus 1 is equals to 17, and m square minus 1 is equals to 4 square minus 1, that is 15. Then this set can have three number, where 8, 17 and 15. But for the next option, we have 2m is equals to 6, m square plus 1 is equals to 9 plus 1, that is equals to 10, and m square minus 1 is equals to 9 minus 1 is equals to 8. So in the second set, we have three number, one is 6, 10 and 8. Both these two set of three numbers can satisfy the Pythagorean theorem. That's why they both are called Pythagorean triplet. But in this problem, we had a limitation that the smallest number of this set of Pythagorean triplet should be 8. But in this set, the smallest number is 6. That's why I can't write this as the answer. That is the wrong answer. Okay. But this set will be the right answer, where the set is 17, 15 and 8. You do this by your own and get that the both sides are equal, then you will conclude that 17, 15 and 8 are the Pythagorean triplets, where 8 is the smallest member. Okay. Hope this video will be very much helpful for the students of class 8, 9, 10 of ICSE, CBSE and West Bengal board who are dealing with Pythagorean triplets as well Pythagoras theorem. This question can also be asked in different competitive question. So if you can understand this Pythagorean triplet conception from my video, then you can share with your friends. And if you are new in my channel, then please subscribe my channel and watch different videos on chemistry and mathematics. Thank you.